Hey there, you slime-loving, Nickelodeon-obsessed 90s kids. Welcome back to Everpop, the podcast that today is taking you back to the golden age of the green slime and the most epic Nicktoons, game shows, and characters from our childhood.
From Rugrats to Keenan and Kel to Clarissa Explains It All, we're diving deep into the world of Nickelodeon like you've never heard before. Let's go Nickelodeon style.
Nickelodeon, aka Nick, is an American television cable channel and the flagship property of the Nickelodeon Group, which is a subdivision of Paramount Media Networks, which is a division of Paramount Global.
That was a mouthful.
Yeah, I know. Say that 3 times fast.
No. I don't want to. I don't think I could say it once slow.
The channel is primarily aimed at children and adolescents aged 2 to 17.
Or older. There's no shade in that.
That is true. I still watch Avatar: The Last Airbender. So
God, I love that show.
It's good, and we'll get to it eventually. This is going to be a long one, folks.
Buckle in.
So along with broader family audience through its program blocks. So, Mary, do you know how and when Nickelodeon started?
I think it was in 1977?
Yes. And it actually has some, let's say, local roots. It started out as a test broadcast in 1977 as part of Cube. And that's Cube spelled with a Q.
Very 90s of it.
Yeah, very 70s of
it. Sounds a little bit... Well, you're right. Just because it was the 70s doesn't mean they weren't ahead of their time.
That is true.
The 90s, we like to replace letters that we shouldn't, so...
And add extreme to everything.
Or epic.
Ew.
Yeah. Anyway.
Cube was an early cable television system broadcast locally in Columbus, Ohio. And this channel, and now it's officially named Nickelodeon, launched as a new nationwide channel on April the 1st, 1979, with this program called Pinwheel as its inaugural program. Mary, have you ever heard of Pinwheel before?
Never, but that was way before our time. I think that show actually ended the year I was born.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
It ended in 91?
Yes, 91.
So Pinwheel aired from 77 to 91.
Yes, and if you don't know what Pinwheel is, it's basically Sesame Street. It's a children's educational show aimed at toddlers, up to 5-year-olds, and it's for a reason, because the creator of that program, Vivian Horn, she was an educator, and she spent her earlier career at Children's Television Workshop, and Children's Television Workshop is the company behind Sesame Street.
That's kind of baller. I didn't know about that.
Yeah, I know. These early Nickelodeon shows are, let's say, very interesting. But Pinwheel, that series is set in a quaint Victorian boarding house called Pinwheel House, which is powered by a pinwheel on the roof.
Oh, wait. I'm having some weird... Maybe I've seen something of this before.
I mean,
I'm having some weird memory of this.
It's quite possible. I'm just saying, it's like maybe the show was over in 91, but they could have played, repeats because
maybe
Nickelodeon liked to do that a lot.
Okay.
So the house's residents are a mix of live-action humans and puppets, and in each episode, the inhabitants of the Pinwheel House solve problems and play games for preschoolers. Most of the show's songs are set to music in the style of a wind-up music box. It was geared to the short attention span of preschoolers, with each episode divided into short, self-contained segments, including songs, skits, and animations from all over the world. Sounds like a nice show.
There's no way I've seen this, but for whatever reason, I feel like maybe I have. It must be similar to something else out there.
Yeah, and like I said, it ran to about 1990, 91, and also the creator of Doug, Jim Jenkins, did voices on the show.
Nice.
Yeah,
That's kind of cool.
Yeah, and obviously Jim Jenkins will come back into this episode, so watch out for that. But basically, Pinwheel was on a lot of the time because Nickelodeon really didn't have a lot of original programming. A lot of their stuff, because folks, we're gonna read you all the programs broadcast by Nickelodeon because
literally everything. Because for once,
yes.
What did we do, John? We did our
research.
Woo!
Yeah.
That's why it took so long for us to record this episode.
That's exactly why. That is the reason. But Nickelodeon had a lot of, they didn't make a whole lot of programming. They had a lot of programming from other channels and everything. A lot of stuff from England, Canada, all that stuff. A lot of syndicated programs. So like, like I know at one time like Flipper was on there, Rocky and Bullwinkle.
I loved Rocky and Bullwinkle with my dad. We used to watch it all the time.
Yeah.
I've watched it as an adult. I do not share that same opinion now. But I loved it as a kid.
Gotcha. So basically, if it wasn't from Warner Brothers or like Hanna-Barbera, it was cartoon, it was on Nickelodeon, or from Disney, it was on Nickelodeon. But here's some of the other initial programming on Nickelodeon. And because I was reading these early shows on Nickelodeon, I just found them to be quite interesting. They had video comic. You know what that is, Mary?
I don't think I do.
It's basically motion comics.
Okay.
Yeah, and preferably from DC Comics from the Silver Age. So if you don't know what motion comics are, they're just cameras pan over each panels from the story selected from DC Comics with voiceover actors, reading the dialogue, scene in the balloons, just to dumb it down a little bit. But it's motion comics.
Yeah.
I found that interesting because I had no idea this was on Nickelodeon. That's crazy. They had America Goes Bananas, which is a teen-oriented variety show.
I don't know that show, but I'm really happy that you told me it's spelled that way.
Yeah.
It's just for the record, folks. It's spelled Bananaz, not to be confused with Gwen Stefani's Bananas.
That was very important. They need to know that.
They did. It was a distinctive difference.
They had Nickel Flicks, showcase the cliffhanger serials from the 1920s to the 1940s, in addition to early comic one-reelers and silent short films, because, Nickelodeon, it's named after those nickel films that people used to watch in the 20s and stuff. They would just like go over like a little box and watch the film and stuff. And
yeah.
It's like very interesting.
Well, it sounds like something for sure. I'm not sure if interesting is the word for you to use, but sure, buddy.
You had By the Way, which aired various animated and live-action shorts, and the wraparound segments featured a character created for the show named Josie, who was shown backpacking and relaxing in the wilderness. Episodes would end with Josie encouraging viewers to write into the show.
And see, like, there's no way I've seen that, but it feels familiar.
Yeah? I mean, there's only on
There's no way I've seen that, because by the time I would have been born and able to watch that,
yeah,
there's no way, but for some reason it sounds familiar.
Yeah. Hocus Pocus, not Hocus Pocus, Hocus Focus, centered at an apprentice wizard named Cripson, along with his shape-shifting pet, Olak. Yeah. Who was sent from the Middle Ages until the modern day year of 1980, only to learn about the modern world. His headquarters is at a museum where he plays animated and live action shorts. His friends include Professor Rhombus and Daisy.
So like a wannabe Superman-ish type of deal here?
Maybe. I don't know.
That's wild.
And all of these originate from the Cube Studios in Columbus. And like I said before earlier, Pinwheel was the network's flagship series. It was played like 3 to 5 hours a day.
Holy crap.
Yeah, it was a lot. And now we're getting into the 80s a little bit. But actually, in the 80s, Viacom acquired MTV Networks. And, MTV Networks, had bought Nickelodeon and stuff. So at this time, Viacom had control of Nickelodeon, and Viacom is now Paramount. Well, technically that was old Viacom. Yeah, it's a long story, but it's a long story. It's a long story. But anyway, let's move on to the shows, because that's what people care about. No, actually, people care about probably the Nicktoons and the game show.
Correct, but we're going to make you listen to all of it.
I'm going there. I want to get you a history of Nickelodeon. You had some of the shows in the 80s included Dusty's Treehouse, which was like it was like Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood and Captain Kangaroo. The show featured Dusty and his amazing custom-built treehouse where anything and everything could happen. And of course, there were puppets on that show.
Puppets.
Because why not?
So many kid shows with puppets.
Yeah, of course.
They were great.
Kids' Rights where kids would send in their original stories and actors would act them out. And typical of the early 80s fashions, all actors wore brightly covered spandex bodysuits. I want to watch this show.
I want to watch this show also. We should bring this back.
We should.
Nickelodeon. If any high-end executives or actors or actresses that work for Nickelodeon are listening to our podcast, which they're not, but if they are, bring this back. I would pay so much money to watch that.
Yeah. First Row Features, a program featured made-for-TV films from the United Kingdom, which were selected by employees at Nickelodeon. So basically 1-hour feature films for children ranging from comedies and adventures to dramas to semi-documentaries. Although most of the content on First Row Features, they've been released like in Europe decades earlier. But there's no way Americans have seen it.
There's no way.
It was new. Special Delivery, an anthology series, carried a variety of productions for children purchased by Nickelodeon, including both live action and animated programming. What Will They Think of Next? Also known as Science International, was from Canada.
Good show.
Yeah, good show. I have no idea. I've never seen this show.
I just assumed because it was science-based it was good.
Probably.
I've never seen it.
I literally never heard of this show until researching it. But it's a kids' science show. Livewire, which was a kids' talk show.
Not to be confused with LimeWire, where we all illegally downloaded music.
And you can't do that on television.
Yikes!
Yeah, you can't. It was a Canadian sketch comedy show which made its American debut on Nickelodeon. And it was really like the channel's first hit series. You know why you can't do that on television is special?
Because they probably did a bunch of stuff you can't do on television television?
Yeah, that's true. But it introduced the green slime.
Oh, that's where it came from.
Yeah, and that green slime would be later adopted by Nickelodeon for many of its shows, especially the game shows like Double Dare, and just become a signature of the network in general. The Third Eye, which is a drama series, and anthology series, consisted of several English language science fiction serials from the United Kingdom and New Zealand. And all the program's featurettes focused on characters with psychic abilities.
Of course it did.
Some reason. And here's a cool show, Standby Lights, Camera, Action. Educational television show hosted by Leonard Nimoy, a.k.a. Spock. It aired from...
We love him.
Oh, yeah, I love Spock. 1982 to 1987, it, included interviews with film crew members and examined the stages of production for, various motion pictures and behind-the-scenes formats, which was cool for that time because, we didn't know... especially American kids didn't know how the sausage was made as far as film production. So it was pretty cool.
I just imagine young John probably would have loved that show.
Probably, but it was, I was not born yet.
But so. You would have loved it, I feel like.
Probably. Yeah, Mr. Wizard's World, in which the description of this I saw on IMDb, it said, Mr. Wizard and his young friends conduct a variety of science experiments.
Very descriptive.
Yeah. You got Nick Rocks, which was a music video television series, featured pop and rock music over a 30-minute time frame, presented in the countdown format. The show was typically hosted by a man identified on air as Joe from Chicago. Most episodes featured Joe traveling to various locations to hear viewers' requests for specific music videos.
That's so random.
Joe from Chicago. Okay, I love that. All right,
Joe.
You had Out of Control, which is an American sketch comedy television series hosted by Dave Collier, and you might know him from Joey from Full House.
Yeah. Cut it out.
Yeah, exactly. It's centered on the production of a fictional news program. Collier's character is the coordinator of the news show who vainly tries to get his eccentric crew members to work together. You had National Geographic Explorer Show. It's National Geographic. You had the Turkey TV, which was a sketch comedy series, originally aired on Nickelodeon. It was a spin-off of You Can't Do That on Television. The series was about an animated turkey named Thurman T. Turkey, I'm not making this up, who traveled around the world filming television shows from other countries, then bringing it home to Hollywood and putting it on the air.
I hated that. And then thank God we had Double Dare.
Yes, we had Double Dare, where two teams compete to win cash and prizes by answering trivia questions and competing messy stunts called physical challenges. And Mary, you're familiar with Double Dare.
I love Double Dare.
I think every kid in the 90s love Double Dare. And
if you don't love Double Dare, don't listen to us.
Yeah, also...
Just kidding, you can listen to us. We're just going to judge you.
Also known as Super Sloppy Double Dare. It was Family Double Dare. It had Double Dare 2000. It even came back, from 2018 to 2019. Now, Mark Summers didn't host. We had a new host, but he was still involved somewhat. Because apparently he's a big germophobic, which I didn't know.
Same. Yeah. Relatable content.
Yeah. You had Rated K, for kids, by kids, which is basically a movie review show for kids. Finders Keepers, which was also a children's game show. The show featured 2 teams of 2 children attempting to find hidden objects in different rooms of the house.
Our kids could have never played that game.
No, never.
They would have all lost, and they all would have sat down and been like, well, we don't care.
Yeah, don't just sit there with the exclamation point. Variety talk show and comedy show. Segments included making food or taking things apart, such as a Nintendo, interview with celebrity guests, or just straight up comedy sketches. Then you had Kids Courts, which was a television / non-traditional court show. They had more about this in the Wikipedia, but I just can't right now, because right now I'm already burnt out on Nickelodeon shows.
How is that possible?
I know, right? I think because this took place because I was it was before I was born, or just maybe.
Yeah, probably. It just wasn't for us.
Yeah, but they had a lot of game shows. I'm just looking at that. You had Think Fast, which is also a children's game show. And it was one of the shows that was filmed in Universal Studios, Florida. Check out our last episode. Yeah, Make the Grade, which is also another game show.
And both of those only aired for about a year.
Yeah, the game shows really didn't last too long. They usually last about 60, 65 episodes. It's they just really had enough so they could just put it on repeat and everything.
Yeah, that's fair.
And this will be a really common occurrence with later shows, and also with most of the Nicktoons and sitcoms. There are exceptions, but for the most part, yeah. You had Eureka's Castle, children's, television series with puppets. And actually, R.L. Stine developed the characters and was the head writer of the show. And it originally aired on Nickelodeon's Nick Jr. block. It featured various puppet characters who live in a giant's wind-up music box. Yeah, Total Panic, which was also another variety show. And then here's one you probably heard of, Mary, The Adventures of Pete and Pete.
I do know this one.
Yeah, it focused on 2 brothers, both named Pete Wrigley, and their humorous and surreal adventures in suburbia among their equally eccentric friends, enemies, and neighbors. It actually started as shorts, but because of the popularity of shorts, they eventually made it into a half-hour series that ran from 93 to 96.
It was crazy. And then we have a lot of 1990 debuts. So we have Wild and Crazy Kids, Outta Here, Salute Your Shorts, 15, Get the Picture, and then we finally hit Clarissa Explains It All.
Yeah, you loved that show, didn't you?
Yeah, I really did. I liked a lot of these, but Clarissa Explains It All was definitely one of the shows I remember watching, probably because my older sister was watching it,
right.
Not because I really had any idea what was going on.
Gotcha.
But I remember watching reruns of that and always really liking it. Then there's Welcome Freshmen. I don't think I know that one. Do you?
No, I do not remember, unfortunately.
But in 1991, it brings us to our first Nicktoon debut.
Yep.
Which is Doug.
Yeah, from Jim Jenkins. And it's interesting about the history of the Nicktoons because Nickelodeon did a rather unorthodox approach as far as cartoons, because they wanted to start making their own cartoons. And instead of Nickelodeon starting their own animation studio, which they would eventually do, they just reached out to creators and just said, hey, you guys want to make cartoons? And just yeah. So there were several pilots that were launched, but in the end, Nickelodeon chose 3 shows. They chose Doug, which was created by Jim Jenkins. They had Rugrats, which was
Rugrats.
Yeah, which was created by Klasky Zuko. They were a married couple. I think it was Arlene Klasky and Gabor Cusco. I don't know if I'm saying his name right. maybe. And then the Ren and Stimpy show.
Which I also love.
Yes, by John Kay. He would be really problematic, but...
For sure.
Yeah, but you know what? It was interesting because the Nickelodeon executives thought Doug was going to be the runaway hit. And don't get me wrong, I enjoy me some Doug.
And the Doug movie was also really good.
But that was under Disney's Doug, so
I know.
I don't take that as seriously.
Oh my, a purist.
Yeah, I know. Hell yeah, I'm a purist. Nickelodeon's Doug forever.
I mean, it was better, I'll give you that.
Yeah, it was way better. But actually, the runaway hit was Rugrats. Surprisingly,
I mean, okay, is it surprising? No, not to me.
Yeah.
Because if you think about it, that show was fun as crap.
It was.
I loved it. I mean, like, you have Tommy and Chucky and Angelica and Phil. Oh, God. Phil and Lil.
Yeah, Phil and Lil.
I mean, it's all very good.
It is. And, like, it's a very interesting show because, like, first of all, the art style is very
wonky.
Different. Wonky, yes. That wonky is a good word. And it's just like... And it's weird because I find myself I watched Rugrats maybe like a couple months ago. Not the reboot that came eventually. The old Rugrats.
Right. The OG.
The show's funny.
And it is funny.
It really is. I didn't pick up especially and I identify with the parents a lot.
Oh my God, yeah.
Which is crazy.
Especially when Tommy's dad is in the kitchen.
Yeah.
And it's like 1 a.m. and he's like cooking or something and like...
Yeah.
Dee Dee comes in and she's like, what are you doing? And he's like, trying to find something to control in my life.
Oh.
It's something like that.
No, it was like, because Angelica had like broken her leg. Well, she faked breaking her leg.
Oh, yeah.
And then Angelica was like, Uncle Stu, I want pudding. And I said, Angelica, it's 3 a.m. in the morning. It's like, where am I going to get pudding? And
right.
He finds pudding.
Because she's a brat.
Yeah, she is a brat.
But I love her.
Yeah, and Dee Dee comes down and says, Stu, why are you making chocolate pudding? It's 3 a.m. in the morning because I have lost control of my life.
I get that.
Yeah. Then
having a strong-willed daughter, I get that.
Yeah, so it is funny, though. OG Rugrats is like hilarious.
Top tier. And like Dr. Lipschitz.
Oh, yeah.
That's a funny name.
It is.
They did that on purpose, and I think it's funny.
It is. But Rugrats, like, it was very popular. It led to like 3 movies.
Which were all great.
It was. Even that third movie, though, was a crossover with the Wild Thornberrys. But we'll get to the Wild Thornberrys. I really liked it. It was interesting. I'll say that. The first Rugrats movie was also very dark, too.
It was, but like low-key, I liked it.
Yeah,
like, it was good.
It was great. Then we didn't talk about the Ren and Stimpy show.
Oh, it was weird.
That show was a fever dream.
Right.
And I loved every minute of it.
Me too.
But the thing with that, and it just wasn't kids who loved it. Like,
no, everyone loved it.
Yeah, everyone loved it. There's actually an interesting documentary called Happy, Happy, Joy, Joy that I highly recommend because John Kay he's an interesting figure. I will say that. I'm not gonna get into the allegations. I just want to talk about the show itself. But like I said, it was reminded me of those old Tex Avery, just fever dream shows that used to air. And but the thing that prevented Ren and Stimpy from like getting even higher into the stratosphere is because like he couldn't make his deadline.
Relatable content.
Yeah, he couldn't make his deadline all the time. So eventually, and he had creative differences with the executives and stuff. So eventually he got fired from his own show.
Which is literally insane.
It is.
It's his show.
Yeah, but you can't meet his deadline.
I'd say not to defend the man. But
yeah, but
it was his show still, and it's just capitalist America.
Yeah, and then he was trying to push the boundaries and everything, and eventually it's just it backfired on him. And, the show went on without him. But at the same time, even hardcore fans will say that the show wasn't as good.
Correct.
Without him. I thought the show was still fine, but that's just me. But then after that, Nickelodeon just created their own animation studio so they wouldn't have to deal with, creators like that, which makes sense. Because
it does.
It does make sense. But like the studio behind Rugrats, they continue to make shows, for Nickelodeon for quite a long time, actually. But let's go down the list. We're still in the 90s, kids. What Would You Do, which was like a game show / variety show. Are You Afraid of the Dark, which was like a drama show.
I really liked that show.
I did too. It was like the Midnight Society. It would tell scary stories. You had Nick Arcade. I remember that game show.
I don't.
Yeah, they play.
Do I?
I do. They would play arcade games and stuff. It was really cool.
I don't think I remember that, but I wish I did.
It was really good. You had Nick News with Linda Ellery. Like, she was a good journalist.
I liked her.
Yeah. You have Roundhouse, which was I can't remember what Roundhouse is.
I have no idea.
Nickelodeon Guts, which was which was like a game show with focusing on sports and stuff. Wienerville, that was also a fever dream.
Yeah,
it
was.
Goodness. Legends of the Hidden Temple,
Great show.
Probably my second favorite game show of all time.
It's really good.
Blue Barracuda for life, son.
Wow, I love that for you.
It's great. Yeah, another Nicktoon, Rocko's Modern Life.
I loved that show.
It is great. I remember the Recycle episode.
Yes.
It was
impactful.
Yeah. And that show had way more adult humor than I remember.
Oh
my goodness.
And that had a weird art style too.
It did.
But I liked it.
I did too. And it also had like a Super Nintendo game too, which was so hard.
I didn't even know that.
They did. Oh my goodness. It was the 90s. Of course it had.
I'll have to look that up on YouTube and find it.
You had All That.
Which was and is still one of my favorite shows.
Oh, yeah.
I loved All That. Like, I'm pretty sure that's where, like, 98% of my humor came from in life.
Yeah, All That. It's all that.
I loved it.
This is all that. This is all that. I can't rap, so.
Dare you to try.
Yeah, no. Rest in peace, Left Eye, Lisa Left Eye. I don't want to do that.
And also rip to, and also just because I love the show.
Yeah.
And we won't get into the darkness of all of the Nickelodeon stuff on this one, but
yeah.
I will just apologize to all of the actors for loving a show that brought them a lot of pain.
Yeah.
I didn't know. I was a kid.
I didn't know either, but Anyway, you had Nickelodeon All-Star Challenge. I
liked that show.
Yeah. The Secret World of Alex Max. That was a drama show.
I don't remember that.
Yeah, remember she turned into like the puddle sometimes?
Oh, that.
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah.
I don't think I was very into it.
Gotcha. Yeah, My Brother and Me, which is a short-lived sitcom. Allegra's Window. You had You to You. I honestly can't remember what You to You is.
I have no idea, but Gullah Gullah Island.
Gullah Gullah Island.
Oh my God. I loved that show.
That was so good.
It hit.
It did. It hit. You had Real Monsters.
A great show with a wonky art style.
It was. And that was from the same creators from Rugrats.
Yep.
So, yeah, that was a good show.
I loved that show.
It was. I really don't... when people talk about their favorite Nickelodeon shows, I really don't hear Real Monsters get that much love.
You know what? Justice for Real Monsters.
Yeah, justice. Hashtag Real Monsters. You had Space Cases. The Mystery Files of Shelby Woo. That was a live-action detective show. I do remember that. Mr. Miyagi was in that. The actor who played Mr. Miyagi. The Offbeats. Keenan and Kel.
I love Keenan and Kel.
It was great. They were the fantastic dynamic duo.
I mean, Good Burger is what's up.
It is. And by the way, folks, some of these shows appeared on Nick Jr. too. So if you don't recognize some of them,
that might be why.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you had Blue's Clues.
Oh my God, I loved. Do you remember watching anything when you were little as much as you watched Blue's Clues? Because I don't.
Yeah, I do. I remember Blue's Clues.
I love it.
It was great. I didn't know Blue was a girl.
Everyone just assumed Blue was a girl or a boy because she was blue.
I know.
But okay.
I know.
Blue is a girl.
I know.
And she's a boss.
I know that.
And I love Steve.
I know.
Shout out to Steve. You're the best, and you mean the world to me. I love you so much. It's not weird.
Steve is great. Hey Arnold.
Which I also loved. Another Nicktoon.
Yeah. And also, if you never checked out, and I should have said that with Rocco too, there's also a Rocco's Modern Life special called Static Cling, which is really good and like super progressive too. I know some hate watcher YouTubers were complaining about it, but I was just like, I know, but it's a really good special too.
I'm gonna have to watch that.
Yeah, it was really good actually. It's only an hour, but it was really good. I liked it. And then Hey Arnold had a movie. Well, Hey Arnold had a movie, which fans call it Arnold Saves the Neighborhood. But there's another movie called The Jungle Movie, and we finally figure out what happened to Arnold's parents, because that's like the one mystery of Hey Arnold. We never find out like, the fate of his parents. So that answers that question in the movie. So it's a good movie. You had Kablam.
A great show.
It was good. It was good. And that spanned another Nicktoon called Action League Now. You remember that?
I remember Action League. It was good.
It was good. It was weird, but it was good. The Wubblest World of Dr. Seuss. The Angry Beavers.
I liked that show a lot. Another Nicktoon.
I did. It's also notable for like, and like the creators of the Angry Beavers actually recorded an episode of like, they knew that the show was ending and everything. But like Nickelodeon would say, no, we never want to do like season finales, because at the time it's like we want these episodes to play forever.
Right.
You know, in whatever order we want. And it's a very funny episode. The animatic and, you know, and the voices are there. So if you ever see that like on YouTube or something, check it out, because it's a funny show. It kind of breaks the fourth wall, and it's a very meta episode too. Oh yeah, cartoons. That was basically it's basically the same as Cartoon Network's What a Cartoon Show. It's just a bunch of pilots, you know, and everything.
Yeah.
And it's an interesting show, because like a future Nickelodeon series came from Oh Yeah Cartoons, like Fairly Odd Parents, Chalk Zone. Yeah, it's good. You're on, Cousin Skeeter, The Wild Thornberrys, which is another...
A great show. I love that show.
It is. And you know what? You learn something, too.
You do.
You do. Animorphs. You remember that?
Yeah, I read the whole book series.
Oh, did you? Oh.
Well, not when I was a kid, but as an adult, because my friend had them, so I read them all.
Gotcha. SpongeBob SquarePants.
Iconic.
The kids still know SpongeBob.
They still get down to the bob.
They do. I remember it premiering after one of the Kids' Choice Awards. And I was just like, this is funny. But I would never guess that this SpongeBob would still be on. Like,
never.
Into my 30s. That's insane.
It's iconic.
It is. And it's the longest running Nicktoon, like, ever.
And I love when I yell for someone in my house if I'm like, Emma, and she goes, no, this is Patrick.
Oh,
it's still funny. I don't care.
You had Rocket Power, which premiered in 99. It tied into the 90s, like whole everything's extreme thing.
He even had like the extreme like goggles on, right?
Yeah, exactly. Those kids were crazy. They surfed, they freaking skateboarded.
Where were their parents? Again, where were the parents in these shows? They are never there.
They had parents, but the parent. I still think Raymundo was
I love him.
Was a stoner.
Raymundo was for sure a stoner. But would you send our kids to surf without supervision?
No.
I know it was the 90s. It was a different time. We did a lot of things without supervision.
It was. 100 Deeds for Eddie McDowell. Like, I think he was a bully. He got turned into a dog.
Oh, yeah.
You remember that?
Very vaguely.
But he never finished his 100 Deeds, so I think he's just stuck being a dog.
Sucks to suck, bro.
It does. The Amanda Show.
A great show.
Yeah, just spin off of all that. You know, Amanda Bynes. Mm-hmm. She looks like she's doing better, though.
I hope and pray every day that Amanda Bynes has the best day ever.
Yeah, And Little Bill, which was...
I liked Little Bill.
Yeah, but it came from Bill Cosby. So
did it?
Like, yeah.
Oh,
that's the only thing.
But listen, it was a different time. We didn't know he was trash.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, folks, it's the 2000s. We're going to rattle through some of these real fast because, I stopped watching Nickelodeon. I don't know when you stopped watching Nickelodeon.
I'm John. I grew up. Okay. Fine. Be that way, weirdo.
Yeah, Caitlin's Way.
I don't remember that. I said as I roasted you.
The Brothers Garcia.
I remember that.
Dora the Explorer.
We love some Dora.
Oh, yeah. You had Noah Knows Best. I remember that was a live-action sitcom. As Told by Ginger.
I loved this show. I loved it.
It was pretty good because it was one of the few Nicktoons and just cartoons in general where the main... You know how, like, characters in a cartoon, they just wear the same outfit all the time, right?
Yep.
Like... These characters in the show, they were wearing different outfits, like every day, you know, like a normal sitcom would be.
Yeah, and it kind of tackled a lot of like real life issues too.
Yeah, I mean, these girls were in like, I think junior high when the show premiered, and it lasted up until high school.
Yeah.
It dealt with like real shit, man.
It was good. I loved As Told by Ginger.
It was a good show. It really was. It's a shame how Nickelodeon kind of dogged the show, though.
Yeah.
And they did it, and it's like... Nah, we don't want that. Taina, which was a live-action sitcom. We had The Fairly Odd Parents.
Which is still one of my favorite shows. I love Fairly Odd Parents.
It was a very funny show. Very funny. You had Invader Zim, and which was a fever dream show also.
It still is.
Yeah. And they actually had a special too. And it's on Netflix. It's like Invader Zim, Enter the Florpus, or something like that.
Okay, well, Netflix got all the documentaries for Nickelodeon.
They did. They got those specials. So, yeah, if you want to watch Invader, I highly recommend that, too, especially if you're a big Invader Zim fan. You had Oswald. I'm pretty sure that was on Nick Jr.
Yeah.
The Nick Cannon Show. I never saw the appeal of Nick Cannon. I still don't.
I've never seen it.
You never seen it? I don't see the appeal. Of
No, I mean, I agree with I've never seen the appeal.
Okay.
I'm not a Nick Cannon hater, but I'm not a fan.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, Chalk Zone. That was from Oh Yeah Cartoons. That premiered in 2002. Then you have The Adventures of Jimmy Neutron, Boy Genius.
Great show.
It is definitely an interesting show. It started off as a movie and then spun off into its own cartoon, which I found interesting.
It's probably one of the weaker Nicktoons, but not a bad one.
Yeah, it didn't really... It was supposed to be the next big thing, but it didn't really...
The art style was wonky, and not in like the cool fun way that Rugrats was cool. Wonky. It was just a little weird.
Yeah, it was okay. Jimmy Neutron actually had a crossover with the Fairly Odd Parents too, which I thought was neat. I just would not expect those two shows to cross over.
Not even a little.
But anyway, yeah, Nickelodeon Robot Wars, Scaredy Camp, Obie, All Grown Up.
Low key, I loved All Grown Up, and I know that's a hot take a little bit, but I loved it.
That really is a hot take because
I loved it.
I mean, look, the special they had was fine, but then but that special, like All Grown Up is part of Rugrats.
Right.
It's like Rugrats had a special where they pretended that they grew up and they were like teenagers and everything, and I think that made for like an interesting one-off. However, I don't think it works that well as a TV show.
I'd give you that the TV show ran too long.
Yeah.
Like, it was, 5 years?
Yeah.
That's too long. I think they could have done like a season and it would have been sufficient.
Probably.
But I did like it.
Probably. You had My Life as a Teenage Robot, which
it.
I never really cared for that show, but...
It was weaker, but I liked it.
Yeah. You had Romeo, which is a sitcom featuring Romeo Miller, who is the son of Master P. Make him say, na 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 na.
I love that for you.
Drake and Josh.
I love Drake and Josh.
I never watched Drake and Josh. I think
come on.
This was
never.
Drake and Josh. I think I was a little too old for that.
Too old for Drake and Josh. That's literally not something that anyone has ever said to me ever.
I was in high school, 9th grade.
Okay, so are they. Because TV isn't good anymore in high school. Be serious. I'm judging you right now.
And then there's another show that, Mary, you're looking forward to talk about.
It's Danny Phantom. Yeah. And I love Danny Phantom. I watch it now with my kids.
Yeah.
It's about a kid who has crazy ghost hunting parents, and he kind of falls into one of their contraptions and becomes a ghost and fights them. And it's very good. I love it. And embarrassing fact about me, no one can find it, so it's fine. I once wrote a Danny Phantom fanfic That is how much I like that show.
That's cool.
No, it's not. It is embarrassing. But I did do it, and we should be more honest about the embarrassing things we do in our lives. So.
Well, you know what? I don't think I've ever... I watched a few episodes of Danny Phantom.
It's really good.
I liked what I saw, but I just really had no desire to watch it.
I was in high school. I was half a man. My voice changed. I was into girls, not Nicktoons. Be serious.
I think I just replaced Western animation with Eastern animation. So
fair.
I'm not cool. I was not cool. I was just watching anime and reading manga. So,
I was watching anime too. It's okay.
Yeah. You have Blues Room, which was a continuation of Blues Clues. Mm-hmm. Lazy Town.
And now this is around the time I stopped watching. Yeah. Minus one coming up here.
Right. Yeah, Ned's Declassified School Survival Guide.
I saw a couple episodes of that.
Yeah. Unfabulous, The Backyardigans.
We all know about that.
Yeah, Zoe 101, and then Avatar, The Last Airbender.
This show is iconic, and if you don't like it, I don't like you. That's all I have to say.
That's strong feelings.
It's a good show. If you don't like shows with great storylines, good animation, good art, and great character development, why are you talking to me?
Strong feelings.
Strong feelings. I stand by it. I said what I said.
No, it was a good show. I liked it.
I love that show.
I actually didn't watch it until college because, like I said, I was
not watching Nickelodeon.
What wasn't? But I caught up on college. I said, "Oh, this is great, man!" Because that was around the time I watched Nickelodeon again for another show that's coming up. Anyway, Catch Scratch.
I don't remember that show, John. What is it? Do you know?
I think I watched the intro. It looks
Neither of us watched this.
No, it looked like it was like 3 cats. Their owner died.
Ah.
And they got left a lot of money. The intro looked interesting. I'm not going to say. It was really catchy. It was by the same guy who did Earthworm Jim.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, good for him.
But I don't really like the guy, but,
yeah.
You know. I'm not going to bring politics into this, but I just say I don't like him. Go Diego Go, which is a spinoff of Dora.
Yep.
The X's, that art style was always off-putting to me.
I didn't like it.
Yeah, it's a Nicktoon. Mr. Meaty, I have never heard of this before.
I've never heard of this.
Wonder Pets, Just for Kicks, Wow Wow Wasabi, Just Jordan, The Naked Brothers Band.
Yikes. I definitely wasn't watching Nickelodeon during this time period.
El Tigre, The Adventures of Manny Riviera.
Nope.
That's a Nicktoon. Tack and the Power of the Juju. And,
nope.
You know what? This was a video game at first, because I remember it, because I was playing video games, so I do remember this. I didn't know they made it into an animated show, though. So, interesting. Yet, iCarly. I heard of iCarly.
I love iCarly.
Yeah, okay.
Like, low-key, I loved that show a lot.
Okay, all right, that's cool. Back at the Barnyard, which was...
No idea.
It was based off a Nickelodeon movie called Barnyard. It was by I say co-creator of Jimmy Neutron, I think, Steve Odenkirk, or I think that's what his name was. It's Steve Odenkirk. He was the same guy who directed Ace Ventura 2. And
okay.
He also did Kung Pao Enter the Fist.
All right.
Yeah. The Mighty Bee, which was, I think it was... It was a Nicktoon. I know that. It's like she was like it was about a Girl Scout. She was voiced by Amy Poehler, but I can't really tell you that much about it.
Fair.
My Family's Got Guts, which was a game show. True Jackson VP. The Penguins of Madagascar.
I cannot believe they got their own show.
Why not?
I mean, listen. They're interesting little penguins, but this is very much to me like the Minion effect.
Yeah.
Where it's like a cool, beloved side character that people take and rub in your face so much that you're like, okay, like we get it.
Yeah.
But also, I mean, I don't have any hate for the Penguins of Madagascar, so.
Okay. The Fresh Beat Band, The Troop, Fanboy and Chum Chum. I remember, I've seen this before and it looks horrible. Brain Surge, Big Time Rush, and then that's it for the 2000s. Now we're moving on to the 2010s.
Let's
you ready?
do it.
Ready? Okay, Team Umizoomi.
Umizoomi was a great show.
Was it?
No,
okay.
but Oliver loved it when he was little, so I watched every single episode. It's not like horrible. It's just not good.
You got Victorious.
I love Victorious.
I heard of it before. It was the one with that was the one with Ariana Grande, right?
Yes.
Okay, gotcha.
And the Victoria, the girl who plays Victorious,
yeah, right,
was like supposed to be the one who got super famous from that, and it was Ariana Grande instead.
Gotcha. Okay. Planet Sheen, which is a spin-off of Jimmy Neutron.
I didn't watch that.
I don't think anyone watched it. They took one of the worst characters from Jimmy Neutron and gave him this spin-off show. I don't know why that existed, but it does. Moving on. Tough Puppy. It was the second show, not second, I'm sorry. It was the third show from Butch Hartman, who created The Fairly Odd Parents and Danny Phantom. And I don't really know what this show is about.
Me either.
Yeah. House Anubis, Super Ninjas, Bubble Guppies, Winx Club.
Yikes.
Yeah. Bucket and Skinner's Epic Adventures, Kung Poo. Sorry. Kung Poo Poo Panda. You had Kung Fu Panda, Legends of Awesomeness, Fred the Show.
I don't remember that.
That guy, I don't know his name, but he came from YouTube. He talks like a really annoying...
I do know that.
You do? Okay.
He was on Vine.
Yeah, Vine.
Rest in peace, Vine. May you forever live on.
Yeah, he has a really annoying voice. How to Rock, The Legend of Korra.
Amazing.
Which it is. It's like the sequel to Avatar: The Last Airbender. That got me actually watching Nickelodeon again, which is...
It's so good.
It's amazing. You gotta see this. Robot and Monster, which is another Nicktoon. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles,
I loved it.
2012 edition, because Nickelodeon bought the rights to Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. So now if you see anything Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, it's going to be from Nickelodeon.
That's crazy.
I didn't know until I started research for this. I didn't know that.
They've been all over. The Turtles have.
They have Marvin, which comes from the guy who played Fred. Mm-hmm. Monster vs. Aliens, which is, you can tell Nickelodeon had that relationship with DreamWorks for a while.
Right.
Yeah, I was just like, I thought Monsters vs. Aliens was just average, but, you know.
It's alright.
Whatever. Sanjay and Craig, it's an Indian boy with a snake. That's what I saw.
Okay.
Sam and Cat.
Which is a spin-off from Victorious.
And iCarly.
Yeah.
It's Awesomeness TV, The Haunted Hathaways, Instant Mom, The Thundermans. And by the way, just side note, I didn't see these filmed, but when I went to the Paramount lot in 2013, I saw like a sign of like some of these shows that were filming there. So I just thought that was kind of cool. Every Which Way, Wally Kazam, Breadwinners, which is another Nicktoon, Webheads, Henry Danger, which was on for a long time. And that was one of the last Dan Schneider shows, actually. Yeah.
Okay, explicit of you, Dan Schneider. Explicit of you, because I can't cuss on this podcast.
Yeah, and plus we don't want to get sued, so you know.
That's not what I said.
Yeah. Okay, but yeah. Anyway, Dora and Friends Into the City, Nikki, Ricky, Dickie, and Don.
That's too much.
It's something. Max and Shred, 100 Things to Do Before High School. It only lasted for like 3 years, so I don't think they did 100 things. Bella and the Bulldogs.
Mutt and stuff. What is that?
I don't know. Make It Pop. Harvey Beaks, which is another Nicktoon. Fresh Beat Band and Spies. Talia in the Kitchen. Pig, Goat, Banana, and Cricket.
What the hell is that?
I don't know.
Okay, if you've watched Pig, Goat, Banana, and Cricket, I don't want to do any research on this. I want to know from you, is it even worth remembering that name?
I don't know. Shimmer and Shine, Game Shakers. I do vaguely know this because Kel Mitchell came back to the show. He played like a rapper or whatever. Wits Academy, The Loud House, which is one of the most popular Nicktoons on Nickelodeon. I think it's like right behind SpongeBob. I know it's been on for like 8 seasons. It's a fun show. I watched a couple episodes. Okay. I think I really would have dug this if I was a kid. Paradise Run, School of Rock, based off of, the movie, Jack Black movie. The Other Kingdom, The Dude Perfect Show.
My kids really like that show.
The Dude Perfect Show? What is that about?
They just do random stuff.
Gotcha. Cool. All In with Cam Newton. Crash Let's. Legendary Do This. I don't want to know what that's about.
I don't want to know.
Jagger Eaton's Mega Life. Rusty Rivets. Lip Sync Battle Shorties.
I hate that. I don't like it. No. Lip Sync Battle Shorties is a horrible name.
Cool. Bunsen is a Beast, which is another show from Butch Hartman. This one only lasted 1 season. Nella the Princess Knight. Welcome to the Wayne, which is another Nicktoon. Sunny Day. I Am Frankie. Top Wing. The Adventures of Kid Danger, which I'm going to assume is a Nicktoon spinoff of Henry Danger. Night Squad. Keep It Spotless. Star Falls. Rise of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. I actually watched a couple episodes of that.
I like that one a little bit.
I did
That's
too.
Okay.
Butterbean's Cafe. Cousins for Life. Abby Hatcher. The Substitute. Are You Smarter Than a Fifth Grader? I did not know they made another version of that.
I don't think we needed another version of that.
No. The Middle School Mongols. The Casa Grandes, which is a Nicktoon. It's a spinoff of The Loud House. America's Most Musical Family. Top Elf. We're almost there, folks. We're the top 20s, the 2020s debut. Are you ready, Mary?
I'm ready. We've got It's Pony. What is that? Do we know?
Nope.
The Crystal Maze. Danger Force. Group Chat. LOL. Nickelodeon's Unfiltered. Santiago of the Seas. Unleashed. Side Hustle. The Astronauts. Baby Shark Big Show. I hate that Baby Shark had its own show. And so then we moved on to Tuned In, The Barbarian and the Troll, The Patrick Star Show, which looks like it's a Nicktoon.
Yeah, I think that's a spinoff of SpongeBob.
Oh.
Because eventually Patrick had to get his own show, of course.
It's still going?
Yeah.
Okay, well, now I kind of want to watch it. We've got Rugrats, again.
The 2021 version, which this one, it was
not as
3D animation. Yeah.
Middlemost Post.
Yeah.
That Girl Lele.
Yeah.
Camp Coral, SpongeBob's Underyears.
Of course.
Warped.
Yeah.
We've got Faces Music Party, Big Nate, Monster High. That got really big for a while.
Yeah.
The Really Loud House. Aaron and Aaron. Rock, Paper, Scissors. The Fairly Odd Parents. A New Wish. Max and the Midnights. Transformers Earthspark. Tales of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Yeah. All right. And those past 5 shows or 6, whatever, I can't remember. They're still going on. So
wow.
Yeah. So we're done. We did it.
And you heard it. You did great.
Yeah. And also Nickelodeon does have some other shows, other networks too within the Nickelodeon umbrella, like Nicktoons, where they just show all Nicktoons.
They have Nick at Night, right?
Yeah, they have Nick at Night, although that's it's a programming block.
Gotcha.
It's like Nick at Night really spun off into TV Land, which is another show, I'm not sure if it's under the Nickelodeon group or not, but it's definitely under the Paramount umbrella.
Okay.
And then you had Noggin, which was basically,
it
was a collaboration between Nickelodeon and Sesame Workshop. You had the Teen Nick channel and everything. And that's basically it, really. We did a lot. It was a lot.
So this is what it's like when we do research.
Yeah.
It's still a little crazy.
It's still a little crazy. It is. But so we want to wrap this up. Mary, I'll just say, what's your favorite Nickelodeon show of all time?
That's an impossible question, but I guess if I really have to pick, I'm going to have to say, Fairly Odd Parents.
Yeah? Okay.
Yeah, what about you?
Oh, Avatar: The Last Airbender. No debate.
Oh, no, wait. You know what? You're right.
I thought you would have said Danny Phantom, though.
I do. This is the problem. There's too many. I love all of them, but I do think story-wise, I think Avatar, but Kid Me loves Fairly Odd Parents. Still to this day.
Okay.
And cool. Danny Phantom.
Okay.
I love all of it.
All right. That's cool. All right, folks. Well, thanks for spending... I don't know if it's been an hour or not.
Close to.
My watch says an hour, but... whatever. I'll find out when I edit this. So next time, we're going to head back into the theme park game. And we're talking about our local park, Kings Island. Yeah,
that's going to be a lot of information, a lot to talk about. It's going to be really good.
But luckily, both of us worked at Kings Island. So we know a little bit more about this park. I worked there for an insanely long time.
Same.
So Kings Island is opening in April, so...
Right around the corner. We can't wait.
Yeah, we can't wait. So thanks for listening. I'm John.
I'm Mary.
And thanks for listening to Everpop, a millennial adventure through the ages. Bye-bye.